Where in the world are you, Tracy? Are you in Edinburgh yet? Have you arrived, or you're
No,
about
I'm
to
not.
leave?
I'm actually sitting at a girlfriend's house in London right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when do you get to Edinburgh?
Friday, taking a train straight to Edinburgh, 7:30 a.m. after my show, which ends at 10 p.m. the night before. Oh, and
Oh,
and heading straight to a tech check at my venue. So crazy
wow.
day. There's no rest in
No,
these festivals.
no, the life of a creative, eh?
Yeah.
When it's coming together, when it's happening, it's all at once, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all at bloody once.
So tell me about your show, your performance that you're taking to Edinburgh, all these pretty things.
Yes, this is um my one woman, I was going to say my crazy idea. This is my this is my one woman musical memoir, we call it. That I wrote. It's songs. All the songs are original. I wrote them, and I wrote the stories that I speak in and around the music. And after, there's actual monologues between songs and then in and around the music, and it's based on the theme of divorce, and it's true. It's all true. It's about what happened to me and how I got through this um, it was really a shocking divorce. Divorce is divorce, and so many people in the world go through it. But this one was, the girl was so young and she was our goddaughter. And so it really had a huge impact on that sense of betrayal and trust of someone that you've been with for, a quarter of it. Hang on, is it 25? It's nearly 25 years. Yes, that's a quarter of a century. So, yeah, it's about that. It's where it begins, and but it's not it doesn't linger on that. It's about then what happened and how I got through it, and I moved to New York and blah blah blah, and I ended up writing it into a show. I don't know why I did it, but I've done it, and I'm running all over the place with this dyed black wedding dress that's decaying in my suitcase.
So yeah, I think that's a really interesting thing for me is why do we do this? Why do so many of us creatives take our personal experiences? So, it sounded like that was a really troubling time for you, something that you went through was really difficult. But then
Yeah.
you've turned this into art, you've turned this into theatre. Why? Why would we do this?
Yeah, I think it's that you can't help it when you are a creative person. It's not that I didn't mean to make it a show, but it's that it's cathartic and it's healing to go and write music and wail away. If you're a singer, I'm a singer, I play piano, to be able to just sit and allow the feelings to come out. It's almost a way of processing when you're in it. Like just to go, oh, I'm going to go and write this song about this bloody bastard or whatever it is. Or, oh, that was terrible what happened. I'm going to go and say, yeah, I hate you or whatever it is. And you can't help it. It's a release, and
Mm,
it's a healthy release, because it's not like you're going out and throwing bricks through somebody's window. You're
yes.
actually sitting at your instrument and you're getting this sense of release. And it was only because I think I played these songs and told a few stories at a festival back in 2017 in Australia, um, before I'd moved. And the response I got was kind of overwhelming. People were intrigued by the story. They were like, what? What? So then I felt like, oh, maybe I've got something here. And I was far enough away from the pain of it to then be able to start to create it and turn it into a show about my experience. It's really not about it's. I've had. Sorry, I'm raving on. You can stop me
No,
if you
that
need me to
no,
stop.
no, no. This is the point of this. We're trying to make some discoveries of what's happening with our art here. I
Well,
think. I
it's
think.
really about me and what happened
Mm,
to me. It's my experience, and I've had quite a few reviews coming in, and a lot of the reviewers say she never describes him or her. I never mention their names, so I'm going to call them him and her here. She never describes him or she never gives us their side of the story. Well, it's not about that. It's about what happened to me,
mm,
without bringing that they're in it, of course, but it's just a sense of, well, here's how I felt. Here's how here's what impact what he did and what she did had on me. It's not about describing them, otherwise I could get a lawsuit. And and it's just about, yeah, then how you move through it. How do you
Mm.
get up out of bed and not sort of go, oh, I can't move, I'm paralyzed. So it's about that. How do you move through? So
And that's a really important message to get out there, isn't it? Because it is so difficult to move through these things when you're in them.
yeah,
And
I
it
yeah,
sounds to me like you're an example of there is life after an event like this.
there's
There
life
is some
after death.
there, yeah, that there there is something that comes after
Yeah, of
these
course there is.
troubles, and we
Yeah.
don't need to stay stuck in them. But how does it feel for you when you're performing and you're reliving the past?
I feel like I'm telling another woman's story.
Hmm.
So fortunately, um, although it comes across as I'm still in it, because that's another thing. It's so interesting getting reviewed. It's so interesting because everybody sees it another way. And it's really interesting because a lot of reviewers have said, oh, clearly she's not past the pain and she's using this show as therapy. It's very interesting to read that because I'm completely past the pain. Um, so yeah, it's like I'm performing and I'm talking about someone else's show. The one time in the show where I can really get a little bit, um, I can dive in a bit too deep is when I have a little segment about my father who's passed away. So that's hard. And I have slides in the show, and so there's a huge photo of him, larger than life, and I turn around and look at it, and I'm like, oh, shouldn't look at that, because that. But the rest of it, no. I think you've got to be past the pain to be able to put a show like this on.
Hmm. I think also within translating a story to the audience, I do think it's important to use your emotions, to
Mm.
feel something. I think that's how the audience discovers some empathy for the story.
Yeah, you want to create this sense of, well, this is really happening, or this really happened. I often alter from the past, like put myself in the past, and then I move into the present. So because I want people to feel, I want people to get that sense of, well, man, it was not easy, right? It
Mm.
really hurt. So that, yeah, there's that element in there, but I'm able to do it without going to bed at night and go, oh.
So once you've done the show, then because it's your own story, I'm wondering if you do hold on to some of those emotions. I know for me,
Mm,
you mentioned it, some people have referred this to maybe like therapy for yourself. And I
mm,
know for me, when I have gone to therapy, it brings up a lot of true emotions and honest emotions from
mm.
myself that it's difficult uh, for a little while after the therapy. So is that similar in when you're doing theatre and you're moving through this process?
Yes, I think it actually is. I think it is like, I guess here I'm contradicting what I said before, but it is like a therapy because I'm continuing to validate a new sense of strength by standing up and playing this show. I give myself a boost in a way that I have moved through it. So it is still beneficial in that way. But I think after this run, I'm going to go back to therapy and talk about the reviews. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But because it is interesting, and it is something. I think therapy is an incredibly valuable tool that we have
Hmm.
available to us in the world today. So yeah.
As we move into the Edinburgh Fringe, the reviews are a thing that everyone talks about and everyone is looking for. Everyone wants those stars to put on their
Mm,
poster.
hmm.
But I'm wondering if we give it too much weight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I posted something the other day on my Instagram about reviews because, you don't know if there's a reviewer there sometimes. And I feel like then they come and you get a Google alert and you read, and of course you read them. It's really interesting because I find that it can be very not I'm not looking for the word, not critical. The feedback can be useful that you read, but the thing is that not to then take everything as gospel in a review and then to
Mm,
go, well, they said this, so I think I might change this whole part of the show. Or so the reviews can be so different. Like one said, I'm going to be so candid here. One said, unforgettable show. Oh, yay. They said unforgettable show. And then the next review said, instantly forgettable. So I did an Instagram post about it just to show that, well, you can't, you need to be so thick skinned and also to read these things knowing that it's somebody's opinion and that we can give it way
mm,
too much weight, and that they do wield this powerful wand when they dish out stars. And, it's, I grant you 4. Oh, I grant you 3. Oh, 3. Oh, it's a real, so I think it's interesting, and it's all part of the game of being in the show
mm,
business, but I think it's good to stay impartial in a way.
mm.
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, impartial and come to that sense. It's a perspective, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about theatre is that
Yeah.
every single person in that audience has a different perspective and a different way of viewing it. And so that if we just go in to see as an audience member and we're just looking for the 5 stars, we don't know that that's necessarily going to meet to our expectations of
No.
what we're looking for, do we?
No. No, and I don't know how much audiences take reviews as gospel either. I mean,
Hmm.
I've got no idea, but I feel like audiences they are the main reviewers.
Hmm.
The people
Yes,
sitting
the
there,
true.
they're the ones whose reactions and feedback hold the most weight and meaning, right?
Hmm. When I went last year to the Edinburgh Fringe, I went towards the end of the festival, and all I saw everywhere was 5 stars on every poster. 5 stars,
Well, the
stars, stars.
fairy was very generous
Yeah,
that year.
yeah, well, it kind of just felt like because every poster had stars stuck all over them, it was just like you were just lost through stars, and you were like,
It didn't know
"There's
where
no,"
to go.
you didn't know where to go. It was like there was no sort of like
Lost in
value to them.
space.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think you've hit on a really important thing there. It's the audience in the moment that matters. Is their applause, their appreciation, and the way that people perhaps talk to you after the show. What kind
Yeah.
of
Oh,
what
yeah.
kind of comments have you got after a performance?
Last night there was this gorgeous man there, and my ex was a drummer, and this man came up to me and he went very close into my ear and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm a drummer." I thought that was really cute. But I get a lot of different response, and the thing that I love and that I'm continually in awe of is the diversity of age group of people that come up and comment to me. I'm expecting, I'm a woman in her 60s, and I'm expecting people, maybe people originally were like, what's your demographic when you're applying for a festival? And they look at your age and you think, well, is it just my age group? No, it is not. I mean, I had a 24-year-old there at Camden the other night, and he just absolutely loved it. He was talking to me afterwards saying, I just feel like it made me angry what happened to you. And he said, and then it made me feel like, wow, look what she's done. And then at the end, I felt like you gave everybody a great big hug. It was so nurturing. So, I mean, to hear that from a 24-year-old young guy who's sitting at my show with his partner, it's just really, it's really incredibly humbling and also amazing to me that there's people from that age group right up to my own age group that are affected. People cry, people laugh, you know it's, yeah, it's good.
Whilst
Sorry.
you're whilst your story may be unique to you, there are things in there that are a common experience.
Mm,
Heartbreak,
yeah, heartbreak. We can have heartbreak over anything, can't we? It
yeah,
doesn't even have to be a partner.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so that will resonate through the ages.
yeah, it certainly does. It resonates, and it's incredible. I love that. I love seeing the different the different people in the audience. I just go, oh wow, you know, really, it's
So,
amazing. Yeah,
so as we're about to approach the festival, you're going up there on the train
yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
It's coming around quick now. What are your hopes and dreams as you look forward?
Doing the free fringe, which I haven't done yet. So that means you can come to my show for free. So I'm hoping that doing that might simply put me and put my show in front of more people,
Hmm.
because they can come and have a cocktail at 4:20 in the afternoon, because it's at 4:20 before all the other stuff starts, and sit in there for free and get this experience. So that's one thing I'm really interested to see, whether having a free show makes any difference to getting people, because that Edinburgh Fringe, as you know, having been there are something like 3,500 shows on at any one time. So, and all of them have their stars plastered on their posters. So it is very, very hard to get people in to see you. So, um, yeah, I'm hoping that I just generally get bums on seats and get this show into onto the radar of different people. I would love it to I would love this show to end up in a theatre that's having a run and maybe stop doing fringes, because I'd love to have the stability of a stage, a good piano, a great sound tech, lots of enough time to do your sound check. My
Yes.
sound check in Edinburgh is between 2 and 5, and that's for everyone to turn up at the same time that's playing at that particular venue, and you can have a turn. It's going to be like, oh. So, yeah, so really it's just getting the bums on seats. I mean, I'm not really worried about the reviews. I've been really lucky with reviews. I don't have anyone working on this with me. It's a completely one woman show, and I send out all emails on my own. Apart from my director, Tessa Suter, who wrote it with me, she's always sending out emails to people going, she's English, so that helps. She's hassling all her friends. Go and see this show. I directed it, blah, blah, blah. But I think it would be amazing to, if some theatre person came in, a theatre director or a producer, and someone said, hey, this show could be here or there, or even this show could be a great movie or series, because what can you put into 1 hour that it's so hard to choose the content for that 1 hour when it's
Hmm.
been over a period of like 23, now it's 30 years almost. That sounds incredible to say it's 30 years, but since it happened and where I am now, there's so much detail that could
Hmm.
make an incredible, if I do say so myself,
I,
series.
I see the Edinburgh Fringe as a place that you can plant seeds of ideas for people. That you can, it's like a garden where we're going to go and plant some flowers, and it's
Oh,
this is the planting stage, and
yes.
you don't know what flowers are going to bloom from
No,
it,
exactly. That's,
but the opportunity for it could be wonderful.
yeah, it's a great analogy. I love it. The flowers blooming. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Are you a performer? I mean, you have
Uh,
this talk show.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, my background is in acting. I was doing acting for about 20 years, but it wasn't working out for me. I was hitting my head up against a brick wall. Whilst I enjoyed it at times, I was finding I wasn't enjoying it more of the time. And a couple of years ago, I decided to put that to one side, and I may come back to it. I think that's one of the beautiful things of being a performer is it never has to leave you completely.
No,
You can put it on pause for a while, and I feel like that's where where performing is for me. It's on pause.
Right.
Whilst I then discovered this, which I now feel is more my true self. This is where I feel like life is working, and it everything feels so much better than it did before. And I feel also that I'm more creative in this space as well
How
with what I'm doing
excellent.
now.
And great to have the background as a performer and in
Mhm.
acting to be hosting a talk show because it gives you that very
It,
calm edge of being able to speak and
yes,
everything
yeah.
flows, it's really.
I've got no regrets from my time as performing, and I also produce theatre as well. I also produce some theatre shows. That's my main business. That I still run that. So I've got that experience in those industries, and yeah, that all feeds having a life of being a creative. It feeds into this, and I think it helps with the empathy and understanding towards other creatives
Mm.
when we're having these discussions.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, I hope you'll come in with your producer hat on to my show.
Yeah, yeah, I will. I will. Yeah, like I say, the podcast, the talk show, this is what we're doing now is more the thing that I'm hoping to put that more to one side as possible as this is growing.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
I would definitely come to see your show. So where will I find you?
I'll be at Fingers Piano Bar in I can't remember the name of the street. It's not memorized in my memory bank, but it's not in the thick of the old town. It's down in the new town area.
Okay,
Yeah, which is nice. It'll be a little bit quieter, and actually stayed around there last time when I was in Edinburgh, and yeah, so it's down there, um, and there's a little grand piano on stage, so that'll be nice.
wonderful. Well, I'll
Yeah.
be sure to add into the comments of this conversation the link for where to get tickets and where to
Yes,
find you.
please. Well, they don't even have to get a ticket.
No, of course, they just come along.
I
So it's
know, it's
just a case
amazing.
of where to find you.
Yeah, it's just a case of whether they're going to be able to squeeze in when they get there.
Exactly. There might be a queue out the door, so get in early.
Yeah, free Fringe. Come on.
Well, this has been wonderful, Tracy. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing. I look forward to seeing you at the Fringe. We'll definitely catch up when we're up
Yeah,
there
I'd
and
love to
come
meet
to you
you,
again.
and we'll have a little natter over something, a glass of
Wonderful.
something, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, thanks again, Tracy. And if anyone has been watching or listening, thank you for joining us for this conversation. Thank you. Bye bye.